stood up real fast. Hey, if you haven't already looked at this photo, thank you for doing that. Also, that just a second. I love you, Mr. Moore. Thanks, Nick. All right. Hey, well, thank you so much for the incredible honor of delivering your last lesson of high school. Before we get rolling, I'd like to apologize to my math and society and stats students, because I told you something 3 weeks ago that isn't entirely true. I told you that we did our last Friday graph 3 weeks ago. We're going to attempt a Friday graph today. So if you haven't already filled out, taken a screenshot of that QR code, can you please answer 2 questions for me? The 2 questions are these. What is one highlight from your time at ER? Number 2, who has been the biggest inspiration during your time at ER? We're not going to do this like typical Friday graph style, so I'm just going to read out a couple of the answers as they come in. So, if you could do that. I'll give you a couple seconds to do that. Cool, I'm late to the game. So here we go, here's a couple from the first question. Favorite memory at ER? Mr. Leonard. Going to state my entire time in the Emerald Ridge Theater department. My first couple months on the wrestling team. Really not the next one though. Playing soccer, football games, volleyball, Jag Fest, Jesus Club. Now, love it. Remember the second question for real fast. All right. Biggest inspirations. Move the load. All right, here we go. Shepherd, Heart, Tavern. Good teachers helped. Mr. Cockle, better person, best friend. Mr. Bates. Well, thank you guys for doing that with us. That was really great. I'd like to take a quick second before we get going for you to look around. Look at the people next to you in this show. These are your classmates, your acquaintances, your group partners, your teammates. The bond that you share is deep because of the shared experience that you have with them. For you, unless you're planning a victory lap as a super senior, you're leaving ER for something new. Maybe it's to a job that's familiar, but more hours. It's college to pursue a degree or an apprenticeship or the military or a gap year. Whatever your next chapter is, we all, self-included, are about to face a lot of change. For me, I'm leaving ER and starting a new job at my church in September. So I'm right here with you as we face these major changes. I'd love to spend our time together sharing 5 thoughts that have been loud to me as we enter this new chapter. Number 1, know what grounds you. In the roller coaster of life, knowing what grounds you will keep you from having too high of highs and too low of lows. Last summer, my family went to the ocean. At the time, my son Judo was 4, and he spent a lot of time flying kites. Kites are magical to little kids, but they're very hard to get up. Once you get it up, though, it stays up, as long as the wind continues to blow. But take a second and imagine it for a second. Imagine if the kite could sing, and it would see the pelicans, the seagulls flying around wherever they want. Now imagine if the string is cut. The kite might soar for a second, but inevitably it's going to crash. If it isn't for that pesky string holding it down, it could actually fly. What is your string? In life, you need a string to tether you down to what really matters. In the fall of my senior year, I broke my foot playing soccer. I sat out of the postseason for soccer and half the basketball season. It was really hard. My life is dominated by sports, but what got me through is my faith. It kept me grounded so the low of sitting out didn't crush me. So let me ask you again the question. What grounds you? Do you know? Second option, be a friend to someone new. You might end up being best friends. I've shared this story at the beginning of each year. I want you to be an Ethan. I don't mean Ethan Newton, although he's pretty great. My first day of middle school, I was at a random school. I don't know if you've had that experience, but my mom told me that rolling backpacks were cool. So I showed up on my first day at a brand new school as a gangly, skinny, backpack-pulling newbie. Ethan was a friend who helped me. He showed me where our classes were, and that small act of kindness meant the world to me. Now, almost 20 years later, and a lot less hair, we still talk regularly. He was in my rank, and I was in his. Be willing to introduce yourself to someone new. In this next season of your life, friendships will change. The people sitting next to you will always share the lived experience of being students at Emerald Ridge. But as we go our own way, it is so important that you find people who can be real with you and authentic, who have your back and you have theirs, who can call you on your crap and you on theirs. This type of friendship takes time, but it is time well spent. My best friend for over 12 years now has been my wife. She points me to what matters, tells me when I'm a knucklehead, and laughs each day with me. In the words of Luke Bryan, the Walking Country fans, you don't get a second chance to make new old friends. Thought number 3. Make decisions wisely. Don't compromise what is right. 1 degree off can lead to massive changes 40 years down the line. In aviation, there's a general rule that is known as the 1 in 60 rule. I confirmed with Mr. Leonard earlier today. If you're 1 degree off from your intended destination for 60 miles, you'll be an entire mile away from where you intended to be. Using some simple trigonometry, you actually find that it's 1.0471 miles off, but who's really beyond? If you want to check my math, you can talk to more parents later, and they can confirm that I'm right. Small compromises, guys, might seem insignificant in the moment, but repeated small compromises will lead to significant changes in the future. So stand firm in what you know is right, even when the world around you is telling you to do something else. This is also true on the positive side. Small actions towards your goal will lead to great things. Jeff Haddon is a writer and speaker. He once said, people who are successful don't obsess over their goals. They obsess over the process, the small incremental steps that make you successful. Because greatness results partly from inspiration, but mostly from consistent, relentless effort. I'll continue to give Mateo credit for this line. The seeds you sow today are the fruit you'll reap tomorrow. What seeds, habits, disciplines are you sowing today that one day will produce fruit? And is that the fruit you want? Thought number 4, this one's short. Don't miss the journey from the destination. Being a dad is a joy. It is also incredibly exhausting and demanding. As I've told some of you before, my kids are very early risers. At 6:05 a.m. on the dot, my daughter Kinsley wakes up, is ready to read books and snuggle together on the couch. It is so easy for me each morning to dream about the day when my kids are older and I will be able to sleep in. But I will never give these quiet moments back to my daughter. These moments are the journey we live in. So be present. Make them count. And now for my final thought. So far, no one around you. Be a friend to someone new. Make decisions wisely. Don't miss the journey to the destination. And thank you, David Langston, for last year's senior class for giving me this final one. Be grateful. Joyfulness flows from gratitude. It sounds so simple, but it changes everything. We live in a world that constantly tells you to want more, to chase more, to compare more. You'll be tempted to look at what others have, their success, their looks, their relationships and opportunities, and feel like you're falling behind. But gratitude flips that mindset upside down. It teaches you to look at what you do have and to say thank you. Gratitude doesn't mean that life is perfect. It just means you train your heart to recognize the good, even in the middle of the hard. And from that place, your joy begins to grow. Not surface level happiness, but deep, soul-rooted joy that isn't shaped by grades, jobs, heartbreaks, or detours. People spend their whole lives searching for joy and success, money, relationships, or people, but they often miss it because they overlook one of the simplest things: being thankful. If you want to stand out in this world, be someone who gives thanks constantly. Find the good and the bad. Thank people around you. Say it out loud. Write it down. Gratitude keeps you grounded, focused, humble, and content. That's where joy lives. So be grateful for the highs and the lows. Be grateful when you get what you hope for and you don't. Gratitude is the seed, and joy is the fruit. The more you water it, the more it grows. Seniors, I can't express how grateful I am to have been able to spend 3, in some of your cases 4 years with you. You challenged me in many ways, and I've grown to genuinely love you. And now, as you wrap things up, I want to remind you how proud we are as a school of you. You've worked hard, and you've done a lot of things to reach this place. And we'll miss you. I will miss you. Go make us proud. I hope the best for you in this next season. Thank you.